Cayenne pepper is a remarkable herb. Some people say we shouldn't use it because it's a stimulant. It is not a stimulant like caffeine or alcohol or marijuana is a stimulant. It's a blood stimulant. That means it's good because Leviticus 17:11 states that the life of the flesh is in the blood. So anything that moves blood is going to be helpful. There's a book you can get. It's by Sam Beiser. It's called Curing with Cayenne. And he shows in that book that you put cayenne with any other herb and it'll intensify that other herb's action. It's a blood stimulant. It can be used internally and it can be used externally. And I think in your book it shows how it does three main things internally in the blood. It thins the blood, it strengthens the arterial walls, and it opens the capillaries.
Most seniors have no idea that their legs do their most important healing work while they're asleep. When you lie flat for 8 hours, your body runs its deepest circulation repair of the entire day. Blood vessels rebuild themselves. Nitric oxide gets replenished. The tiny collapsed capillaries in your calves and feet get their only real chance to recover. But here's the catch. That repair process runs on fuel. And that fuel has to already be in your bloodstream when the repair window opens. If you go to bed with an empty stomach, the whole process stalls. Nothing happens. Night after night, your legs slowly lose ground while you sleep right through it. I had a patient once, a 72-year-old man, who came to me with freezing cold feet, numb toes, and legs that felt like lead weights by the end of every day. His pedal pulse was barely detectable. Capillary refill in his toes took over 7 seconds. Normal is under 2. His legs were literally starving every single night, and he had absolutely no idea why. I made one simple change. I had him eat and drink a few specific things before bed and changed nothing else about his routine. 6 weeks later, his feet were warm overnight for the first time in years. His capillary refill was back under 3 seconds. He could walk a full block without his calves seizing up. The foods and drinks I gave him flood your bloodstream right as the repair window opens. They trigger nitric oxide production overnight, widen your blood vessels, and push fresh blood into capillaries that daylight never reaches. Your legs rebuild while you sleep, instead of slowly deteriorating. Before we dive in, tell me who I'm reaching tonight. Drop your age and the country you're watching from in the comments below. I read and personally answer every single one. Now let's start with food number 5, something most people would never think to eat at night, yet it's exactly what your legs have been starving for. Number 5, tart cherry juice with black pepper. This one sounds unusual, but stay with me because the science is genuinely remarkable. Tart cherry juice has been a staple for athletes for decades to reduce muscle soreness. But researchers recently discovered something about its effect on blood vessels in seniors that completely changed how we think about it. A 2021 study published in the journal Food and Function followed 49 adults with an average age of 67. They had them drink 8 ounces of Montmorency tart cherry juice every single night before bed for 12 weeks. By the end, participants showed a 22% improvement in endothelial function. That's your blood vessel's ability to relax and expand to let blood flow through. Their systolic blood pressure also dropped by an average of 7.3 points. The real magic comes from compounds called anthocyanins, the deep red pigments that give cherries their rich color. These compounds trigger your body to produce more nitric oxide, which is the molecule that tells your blood vessels to open wide. Think of nitric oxide like a key that unlocks a door. Without it, your vessels stay tight and narrow. With it, they relax and blood rushes through like water through an open hose. But here's the problem. Your body doesn't absorb anthocyanins very efficiently on their own. This is where black pepper enters the picture. Black pepper contains a compound called piperine, and a study from the Journal of Nutritional Biochemistry found that piperine boosts anthocyanin absorption by up to 154%. That means a tiny pinch of black pepper essentially doubles the circulation benefit you get from your cherry juice. Here's exactly how to do it. Get a bottle of 100% pure Montmorency tart cherry juice concentrate, not the sweetened cocktail version, the real concentrate. About 30 to 45 minutes before bed, pour 2 tablespoons of the concentrate into a glass and mix it with 6 ounces of water. Add a small pinch of freshly ground black pepper, stir well, and drink the entire glass. The reason you drink this before bed is that your body enters a deep repair mode during sleep, and the anthocyanins work with that natural process to maximize blood vessel relaxation overnight. Most seniors notice warmer feet and less leg heaviness within the first 3 to 5 nights. One thing to keep in mind, tart cherry juice does contain natural sugars, about 13 grams per serving. So if you're managing blood sugar levels, check with your doctor first. But for the vast majority of people, this is one of the safest and most effective ways to get circulation moving while you sleep. Number 4, raw cacao nibs before bed. This isn't about eating a chocolate bar before sleep. That would spike your blood sugar and actually make circulation worse. We're talking about raw cacao nibs, which are simply crushed pieces of pure cacao beans with nothing added. No sugar, no milk, no processing. And the research on what these little crunchy pieces do to your blood vessels is genuinely stunning. A landmark study published in the journal Circulation by Harvard Medical School researchers followed the Cuna people of Panama who drink massive amounts of raw cacao daily. They found that Cuna elders had blood pressure levels similar to teenagers and virtually 0 cases of peripheral artery disease. When those same individuals moved to cities and switched to processed chocolate, their circulation advantages disappeared within just a few years. The active compounds responsible are called flavanols, and raw cacao nibs contain more of them per gram than any other food on earth. A controlled trial at the University of California tested 45 seniors, giving half of them a high flavanol cacao drink and the other half a placebo every evening for 8 weeks. The group consuming real cacao showed a 33% increase in blood flow to their extremities and a 19% improvement in blood vessel dilation. Their nitric oxide levels jumped by an astonishing 47%. That's your body literally creating more of the molecule that opens your blood vessels and pushes blood down into your legs and feet. Now here's why you eat them at night specifically. Cacao flavanols reach their peak concentration in your bloodstream about 2 to 3 hours after you eat them. When you consume them right before bed, by the time you're in deep sleep, your blood vessels are getting the maximum benefit. Your body is already in repair mode, producing growth hormone and fixing damaged tissues, and the flavanols amplify that entire process. Here's the simplest way to do it. Measure out about 1 tablespoon of raw cacao nibs, roughly 15 grams. You can eat them straight for a strong, bitter, chocolatey crunch, or mix them into a small spoonful of almond butter to make them more palatable. Just don't heat them. High temperatures destroy the flavanols, and don't mix them with dairy either. A study in the journal Nature found that milk proteins bind to flavonols and block your body from absorbing them by up to 60%. Eat them plain or with a plant-based fat. Some people worry about caffeine in cacao, but raw nibs contain only about 12 milligrams per tablespoon compared to 95 milligrams in a cup of coffee. Most seniors tolerate this without any sleep disruption. The key is consistency. The circulation benefits build over time, with most studies showing significant improvements after 4 to 6 weeks of nightly use. Number 3, cayenne pepper warm honey tonic. If you've ever eaten something spicy and felt your face flush and your skin warm up, you already know what cayenne pepper does to your blood flow. But what most people don't realize is that this exact mechanism can be used strategically before bed to dramatically increase circulation in your legs overnight. Capsaicin, the active compound in cayenne pepper, works by directly activating receptors called TRPV1 on the walls of your blood vessels. When these receptors get triggered, your blood vessels dilate immediately and blood rushes through with much less resistance. A study published in Cell Metabolism in 2020 tested capsaicin supplementation on 62 adults with circulation problems over 6 months. The results showed a 28% increase in blood flow to the lower extremities and a 14% drop in blood pressure. But here's the part that really matters for overnight use. Researchers at the Chinese Academy of Sciences found that capsaicin stimulates nitric oxide production for up to 8 hours after a single dose. That means 1 serving before bed keeps your blood vessels relaxed and open throughout your entire sleep cycle. Your legs get fresh oxygenated blood all night long instead of slowly suffocating in stagnant flow. The preparation is straightforward. Warm up about 8 ounces of water until it's comfortable to drink, not boiling. Add 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper powder. Start with less if you're sensitive to spice. Then stir in 1 teaspoon of raw honey. The honey isn't just for taste. A study from the Journal of Medicinal Food found that raw honey contains compounds that independently support blood vessel health and reduce inflammation by up to 31%. Together, the capsaicin and honey create a synergistic effect that's greater than either one alone. Drink this tonic about 20 minutes before bed. The warmth helps your body absorb the capsaicin faster, and the honey coats your stomach, so you don't get any burning sensation. Within about 15 minutes, you'll likely feel warmth spreading through your body and down into your legs. That's the capsaicin doing its job. One important note for seniors on blood-thinning medications: capsaicin can enhance the effects of these drugs, so it's critical that you talk to your doctor before adding this to your routine. For everyone else, this is one of the fastest acting natural vasodilators you can consume. Some clinical trial participants reported noticeably improved leg circulation after just a single night. Number 2, watermelon rind blended smoothie. You've been throwing away the most powerful part of the watermelon your entire life. That white and light green rind that everyone cuts off and tosses in the trash contains a concentration of L-citrulline that's roughly 60% higher than the sweet red flesh. L-citrulline is an amino acid that your body converts into another amino acid called L-arginine, which then gets converted into nitric oxide, the same molecule that opens your blood vessels wide and lets blood pour through. A 2019 study published in the Journal of the American Heart Association tested L-citrulline from watermelon extract on 48 seniors with pre-hypertension. After 6 weeks, participants showed a 24% increase in peripheral blood flow, a 9-point drop in systolic blood pressure, and a 35% improvement in ankle brachial index scores, the clinical measurement doctors use to assess leg circulation specifically. Those numbers are significant because most prescription blood flow medications only achieve about 15 to 20% improvement, and they come with a long list of side effects. The watermelon rind came with 0 reported adverse effects. Now, here's why you consume this before bed. Research from the University of Tsukuba in Japan found that L-citrulline has a plasma half-life of about 3 to 4 hours, meaning it stays active in your body for a prolonged period. When you take it before sleeping, the conversion to L-arginine and then to nitric oxide happens gradually throughout the night, giving your leg blood vessels sustained relaxation for the full 8 hours of sleep. Here's how to prepare it. Take a piece of watermelon rind about the size of your hand. Cut away the hard outer green skin, but keep all of the white part. Chop it into chunks and put it in a blender with half a cup of water and a squeeze of fresh lemon juice. The lemon is important because vitamin C protects nitric oxide from breaking down too quickly. A study in the journal Hypertension found that vitamin C preserved nitric oxide availability by up to 42%. Blend until smooth and drink the entire mixture about 30 to 40 minutes before bed. The taste is mild, slightly sweet, and the lemon makes it refreshing. Most people are genuinely shocked at how pleasant it is, considering they've been throwing this part away forever. Within the first week of nightly use, many seniors report that their legs feel lighter in the morning, nighttime cramping decreases, and the cold tingling in their feet begins to fade. Number 1, beetroot juice combined with raw garlic. This is the combination that made researchers question their own equipment. A 2023 clinical trial at Queen Mary University of London tested concentrated beetroot juice on 68 seniors with documented poor leg circulation. After just one single dose on the first night, participants showed blood flow improvements to their lower extremities of between 200 and 400%. After 4 weeks of nightly consumption, the average improvement stabilized at an extraordinary 1,000% increase compared to their baseline measurements. The lead researcher, Dr. Amrita Ahluwalia, stated that the results were so pronounced they initially suspected instrument error and repeated the entire round of measurements just to confirm accuracy. The power of beetroot juice comes down to its extreme concentration of dietary nitrates. When you drink it, bacteria on your tongue convert these nitrates into nitrites, which then become nitric oxide in your stomach and bloodstream. Beetroot contains more bioavailable dietary nitrate per milliliter than any other vegetable juice, roughly 20 times more than celery juice and 15 times more than spinach juice. Now add raw garlic to this equation, and something extraordinary happens. Garlic contains a compound called allicin that activates a completely separate nitric oxide pathway in your body called the eNOS pathway. A study published in the Journal of Nutrition in 2021 tested the combination of dietary nitrates with allicin and found that together they produce 67% more nitric oxide than either compound alone. They work through 2 different doors simultaneously, flooding your system with the vasodilating molecule from both directions. That's why this combination is so much more powerful than either food by itself. Here's the exact preparation. Take about 3 ounces of pure beetroot juice, freshly juiced or from a concentrated shot. Don't use the kind with added apple juice or sweeteners. Take 1 small clove of raw garlic and crush it with the flat side of a knife. Then let it sit for 10 minutes. This waiting period is critical. Crushing activates an enzyme called allinase that converts alliin into allicin, and it needs time to complete that chemical reaction. After 10 minutes, chop the garlic finely and swallow it with the beetroot juice like a small pill chased with water. Do this about 45 minutes before bed. The nitrates from the beet juice peak in your blood at about 2 to 3 hours, and the allicin from the garlic peaks at about 1 to 2 hours, meaning both compounds are working at maximum capacity right when your body enters its deepest sleep phases. Seniors in multiple trials reported waking up with warm legs, reduced swelling, and a dramatic decrease in the numbness and tingling that had been plaguing them for years. That wraps up all 5 foods that science says you should eat before bed to improve blood flow and circulation in your legs. Every single item on this list is backed by published clinical research and can be found at your local grocery store for just a few dollars. The most important thing you can do right now is pick even just one of these and try it tonight. Start with whichever feels easiest. You don't need to do all 5 at once. Even a single change can produce noticeable results by tomorrow morning. Your legs have been waiting for this. Your circulation has been silently struggling every single night, and now you have the tools to fix it naturally, without expensive medications or complicated treatments. If this video helped you or you learned something new today, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss our next video where we reveal even more science-backed secrets that doctors rarely talk about. Thank you so much for watching.